All right, what's up everybody? This is Igor in Russia, and I am back on the topic of this absolute, well, I gotta say it, I think he is an absolute loser YouTuber with a huge subscribe amount. Yes, I get it. I made the I expose this guy video on my channel, and this time this guy wants to milk the cow, wants to have some more money, which was his original intention of making those fake videos about getting arrested in Russia. Even though you can go and watch the video closer to understand what I mean by fake videos and etc. But this guy is actually going back to Russia. I'm not exactly sure what period he refers to, going through Narva, Estonia, Russian border to Russia earlier, and now he's coming back from a totally new direction, obviously for the views, obviously just bullshitting. But I'm gonna expose this guy, or at least comment about his take on Russia traveling. I watched a little bit of it, but this is gonna be real reaction of an actual Russia traveler. So guys, if you're new to the channel, I'm Igor Russia. I'm a foreign traveling to Russia. I travel from Finland. I absolutely love Russia. I think it's the greatest people, greatest country, greatest experiences for you guys. Unless you're trying to find some, trying to disrespect Russia, then you're gonna get crushed like he did. Let's go into the video. I'm gonna head on and comment on what I see. And all right, unfortunately we have to look at this bum again. So let's go. I'm gonna show you where he's actually bullshitting or trying to perpetrate Russia once again in a negative way, even though he's trying to get the money out of the videos regarding Russia traveling. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Straight from the... There you go.
Сейчас приедешь в Россию, там тебе будут паспортный контроль смотреть.
Okay, stop. So they're going to look at your passport control. These guys are a little bit shady. I don't know what they are working on the boat, but yeah, you are getting checked at the border. It's normal. You are checked at the border entering, let's say, European Union, etc. That's normal. But he's portraying already that there's gonna be something. Get ready. All right, play. They're gonna take a long time with you. Yeah, this other comment, they're gonna take a long time with you. Yeah, certainly. In this current time, and I explained it on my videos, traveling to Russia from unfriendly country or hostile country is suspicious. You're gonna be checked. If you're suspicious like this guy's definitely is, meaning a lot of comments about him being an agent, etc. I don't know. For me, he's just a bum with bad intentions. So this guy is suspicious. It's going to take a long time. Well, clearly they should. And, check what his intentions. So yeah, that's also normal. Also, if you're suspicious at any border in the world, you're going to take time. You're going to be questioned.
Ever wondered what it's like to cross into Russia from China? No? Can't blame you. I'm pretty unusual. But in October of 2024, in a trip across all of Eurasia, I was naive and decided to visit Russia's Far East. As an American, a place for most Western...
As an American, yeah, let's milk this thing out. American in Russia. Guys, there's lots of Americans traveling. The only difference is most of them are not YouTubers. So that's why. And you're like shocked. Guys, I know personally a lot of people contacting me, asking about how to do this and that. And yeah, I helped them out with my experience, vast experience of traveling to Russia. If you're interested, go check out my membership for a private chat with me, and I'm able to help. All right, play.
But most Westerners never go.
Most Westerners never go.
I don't recommend you go
oh my
there,
God.
unless you want to be suspected of being a spy.
Stop! Oh my God! I can't. He's going back at this topic. That's why I had a problem, because I knew this is the way it was going to go. He's trying to portray Russia as a place to do not go place, just like me. Look at me. Well, yes, thankfully you were stopped at the freaking border area, which were you had no business at going as a foreigner, especially, and no business in filming International Bridge, which is probably military and economical location. So yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do, and that's why I have the problem with this idiot saying that you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that. That's like incredible. Oh my God. As you can see, I'm getting annoyed because this guy is absolute trash. This guy is trash. I know you have a lot of fans. You guys love these type of nomads, straight from the beach bum look, you know, this type of thing going on. All right, that's your thing, but that's not right. A lot of people said that he loves Russian people, etc. There is no way. That's the only a line that he must say when he's like maybe suspicious, being like anti-Russian in general, which he is. And when he is close to that, being exposed, he said, I have no problem with the people. Everything he does showing Russian people is negative, always.
And to me, this video is my journey to the Russian border city of Blagoveshchensk, a trip that began, of course, with an interrogation.
Stop. This is only an intro, guys, but there's a lot of, sound bites that he's using and clips. So once again, it starts with an interrogation. Well, it's an interview. It's popular to be called interrogation for YouTube's sake. I know that, but it's not. It's interview. Interrogation is probably something that happens somewhere else. I don't know, but in Russia, it's interview. Maybe he's treated a bit in a weird way because, he's asking for it. Meaning, he's clearly having bad intentions. I don't know why did they let him in. That's a good gesture in general.
Ni hao. Привет. I am at a border. A border that very few Westerners ever
the
visit.
border.
We are at the border.
Let this play
between Russia
as we watch this.
and
So
China.
yeah, this is a
Right
rare
down there, border
border for foreigners to enter, for sure.
In Chinese. I'm standing on the Chinese side. Surprisingly, I don't see any Chinese flags. And then over on that side is Russia. The
Blagoveshchensk.
Russian city of Blagoveshchensk. You have a beautiful, giant cloud.
Once again, he's already trashing the country on the other side, saying it's a pollution, just meaning that dirty country. Exactly what these stereotypes are. So it's interesting preparation for his video. First of all, usually in Russia, by the way, I don't know all, but my experience of the border cities, they're usually way smaller and industrialized or something. They're not like touristy places. Just, I don't know, it's maybe some kind of a historical heritage from Soviet times, maybe, I don't know, or even beyond that. But usually they are a bit like, they are not the main locations. Let's say Estonia-Narva border, which is very popular crossing point. Everybody says, look at Narva, look at this Russian little town. It's totally different. Little town there's 10,000 people. Narva, which is not big, but it's third biggest city in Estonia. Let's compare, in that case, if you want to be truthful, compare Russia's number 3 city with Estonia's or some other countries to make it even. So one thing here at Blagoveshchensk, probably I haven't been there, but is probably industrialized city, and it doesn't aim to be anything else, which is, they're right. I don't know. It's not my business. It's you have to go ask the governor. What's the plan for tourism?
Oh, Hanjin.
So yeah, there was somebody there traveling to. He traveled 4 days, this Chinese man, and 4 days traveling to Russia to see Russia.
对对，当时我也是美国人，所以本来是从纽约来的，这也比较远的。So that man just took a train from Sichuan, originally from Jiangxi province, a 4-day train to get to the same spot that I'm standing in right now.
Yeah, somebody really wants to travel to Russia even this time.
He's going for a look.
When it's so hard to travel, because
reminder,
those who know what kind of Russia
is right here in the middle
it's worth
of this
it.
river.
It's just an amazing place.
Heilongjiang. And it also says that there is no obvious boundary marking the border.
Yeah, as we watch
Go
this
out swimming
video,
in there,
it's
be
no
careful.
normal thing
You
usually
accidentally
that
end up in
between rivers is the
So this right here is a Chinese
border.
tour agency.
But be careful, you might end up in Russia.
Go to
This
Russia
guy's
if
in
you
China,
want.
which is,
And this is how they're
you know,
advertising Russia.
should be for Americans just as bad. And thing here you see, okay, they
Lenin
use
and Russian women.
Lenin and ladies at the picture. Okay, that's
convinced a bunch of
that's the
Western
tour
men to go over there
agency's
too.
decision. That's not Russia's marketing tactics. Russia usually promotes
Russia
with big cities,
briefly
beautiful
controlled this
nature,
border town
that type of thing.
For a couple of decades, in the early 1900s. Then the Japanese came in, took it over.
Okay, let's skip this at 1:03:13. Stop and let's hop forward of him searching for the Russian restaurant. So far the things that he said about Russia is only bad because this guy, remember, is trying to make Russia look bad, and that's exactly what he's doing. So here you can see, first of all, pollution, don't go there. No Westerners go through here. Okay, fact, but still negative portrayal. Somebody traveled to Russia 4 days. Why would he do that? And then we just skipped it, but the guy at the taxi was said, well, how you been to Russia? He said, yes. No, he hasn't been, but it's if he feels that it's boring. Okay, the guy didn't know, but once again, all of these things are just negatives. I don't know, did he hear any positives, or did he edit them out? So this beach bum is now going to a restaurant, and you guys are going to see a surprise.
Spasibo.
He's trying
I
to
don't think I'm Russian.
He's trying to speak bad Russian. Now he's looking
so,
for some
I don't
food.
know, a lot
Yeah,
of
they
this
don't look
doesn't
like
look
Russian, just like he said.
Specifically Russian to me.
I bet Russian,
Trying to remember what
very
Russian food is.
generic type of restaurant. If
Pelmeni?
that would be in Russia, that would be
Borscht?
very
That
generic.
just looks like general Western food right here.
Yep, exactly. One thing we can agree with
I don't know
him.
about those pizzas.
Matryoshka.
Можно один?
And he speaks Russian
the clip.
to a Chinese lady who
Da?
doesn't speak
here we go.
Russian, I think.
I got some
At least she
borscht.
doesn't seem like one.
Bread.
But one positive thing, he called borscht Russian. That's a rare thing in this propaganda
Put the
age.
sour cream in there. All right, before we head out, before we set off into the actual Russia, let's do one shot of vodka here in China.
One shot of vodka. He did drink vodka.
Fuck, sorry, that was hot water.
Hot water.
That's Vidania. Zaijian.
6:40. All right. So he said he was drinking vodka and it was hot water. He knew it was hot and he knew it was water. But yeah, the Russian vodka shots are not far from that type of glass. Another thing is that he's not, he's not overly excited about the food experience. Why would you go and eat at a Russian restaurant in China? Is he trying to make this video longer or what? I have no clue. He says that wasn't
the Russian restaurant of Heihe in China.
in Heihe.
Wasn't that fun?
It wasn't that fun. Okay, once again, another negativity. That wasn't fun. All right.
Okay.
And he meets some Russian ladies, and now he's amazed that there's a lot of Russians, actually tourists in
Я
Heihe.
немного русский.
And he comes to the store. You're not Russian.
Да, Америка. Да. 你会有好多俄罗斯客户吗？
He speaks Russian and this guy speaks Chinese. He clearly doesn't want to speak China. Why you want to push that Russian thing into that? Why?
Don't think he understands.
Why he
I'd rather speak
spoke
Chinese than
Russian?
Got some good fur coats. These were probably whipped up down in Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and sent up here. Okay, спасибо. Bye. Seems to be the center of actual Russianness.
Yeah, a lot
Chinese
of
side of the
Russian.
border.
That's typical, guys.
Everyone in there is
places with a
Russian.
lot
Something
of
very
certain
important.
tourists. You put a lot
Before we go
of
and cross
even
that
Finnish
border.
cities at the border,
I need to
small
take some money
cities,
with
towns on the border of Russia-Finnish border.
Can't forget about those
You
sanctions
have,
over there in Russia.
The
The last
you have
time
lots
that I
of
went
Russian
to Russia,
language. That's very
I brought
normal.
dollars with me.
And now he is talking about sanctions.
Before and after I got there.
Don't forget, there's a lot
This
of
time,
sanctions. Well, Go check out my videos, guys.
Gonna have to bring some Chinese R&B.
Things are doing
They
pretty good in Russia, even with sanctions.
relations between America
Some
and China
say
may
better.
not be perfect.
Like,
stick
check
my
the video.
Western credit card in
Don't
this
get
machine
now, you know,
pull out some money.
agitated. Just check the videos. Right, he's taking some money. All right, gotcha. He meets some another. We're gonna skip now videos. Still in high hate. This was the Russia video. He like milking the videos for length. 9:30. Lady doesn't know if he's Russian or American. Well, just because he's white, you know, there's a lot of Russians in the area, and usually that means they're Russian. That's the only thing. There's nothing Russian about this guy. He's uncertain of himself. He speaks straight from his nose. I don't know what's wrong with him. But kudos to the lady with all the cats. We love cats on this channel, guys.
Do you like renminbi?
All right, he meets some also some Russian people, and every Russian people is nice, but that doesn't change his mind, by the way. Notice that. Okay, we're gonna skip to the point where he's gonna go on the on the boat to Russia.
So we gotta go in here. We need to go into Punkt.
He speaks really bad Russian, actually, like seriously. He speaks the ultimate little bit.
What that was.
He's going. Why is he's got to be so freaking annoying, guys? This guy is now complaining that wasn't the customs. Yeah, punkt осмотра. It's punkt осмотра. It doesn't say customs. It's point of check, and it also wrote in Chinese. So yeah, usually when you go on a boat, they check for safety. You know, he lives in China or whatever. He knows that exactly, just like in Russia, in China, probably America, I don't know. You enter public places, you're gonna get checked, especially these type of like ferries, etc. So why he's making a number out of everything? This guy is so fake.
That small little river.
40:30. He's going into.
He's going through customs.
Into
the luggage check before getting on the boat. And I guess that's gonna be the passport.
Okay,
check
now
right
the
after.
customs is here.
So right after crossing through the passport check,
Yeah, this is the China
over,
part.
tells
Yes,
you need to
he's on the ferry and he speaks to some Russians at 15:20.
Дождь, да. Ты скажи, ты откуда?
Where are you from?
Поехать Камчатка, Сахалин.
Okay, people He says how much he wants to go there. No, but he's gonna go to the Russian border area, right? He wants to get arrested, remember, guys? So he won't be going to Sakhalin.
Город простой у нас, да, в городе.
Exactly, simple city, just like I showed you guys. I told you guys, I know this stuff.
Вот. Вон мой дом.
твой дом?
Это канатная дорога. Потом кабинки будут ехать. Не надо корабль.
Каждый день?
Каждый день.
Приехать здесь.
30 дней. Гуляй, 30 дней гуляй, потом уехал обратно.
Yeah, that's convenient.
8 часов. Сейчас сам.
8 hours from.
Сейчас нельзя Европу поехать.
Москва очень далеко.
Да, Москва.
Yeah, 8 hours, guys. Russia is huge.
Сейчас приедешь в Россию, там тебе будут
Now.
контроль смотреть. Да.
All right, he's laughing, but it's not menacing. Now you have the whole. Now you see the whole interaction. You see, it's not that crazy. So it's kind of funny for him but it's not like bad intent. It's not with bad intentions laughter. So yeah, passport are checked. If you are from a certain countries, you might get checked longer. And then another thing, bags are gonna be searched. Yeah, that's exactly what happens in the Western borders as well, especially at the Western borders, where they go through all your little luggages and trying to find anything. So this is very normal, and that's even less, how do you say? Well, it's less intrusive than you would expect. For him, maybe it might be longer even, but very common things. And he made this thing in his intro part. Yeah, he's worried because he's American. Yeah, but there's nothing to worry about if you have a good intentions, just like in any country.
be my second time going into Russia.
Yeah, second time, and that I don't
And
understand.
I don't think I have any reason to be concerned, but
So, okay, so this was the entrance, gotcha. So this was the entrance when he went actually and got arrested later. I think so. He just edited this thing in a way just to make some more money, you know. So he's going to Blagoveshchensk
the first time I
to the
entered
border.
Russia 2 months earlier, it was December.
Okay, 17.
No serious questioning.
1730, let's stop it here.
And I was put through
Gotcha.
customs.
Okay, he mentioned about Narva border, and he said that time he wasn't. That was fairly easy. He got off pretty fast, and the luggage wasn't expected. There was nothing to worry about to being inspected unless you're trying to hide something. But anyways, and this is Narva border, and I do a lot of videos about Narva border and in general to crossing to Russia. So this thing that he's gonna experience on this border actually happens all the time. Even during the summer where he's, I guess it's 1924 summer. So he's actually doing this later, but the same thing that he's going to be accusing border customs of doing, or like stopping him and interrogating him, happens the same way at Narva border. It can take many hours, and even though there's a lot of people traveling through Narva. A lot of foreigners, Europe, North America, South America, especially those countries, Europe and sometimes maybe Africa, and rarely Asia, because Asia you can fly way faster to Russia.
My bag wasn't really examined, and I was put through customs fairly quickly. Not this time. This time, as all the Chinese passport holders passed through customs.
This is a small border for Russia, so it's not necessarily...
a policeman and a guard dog. Policeman quickly fell asleep.
Not necessarily, yeah, the dog slept, okay, just random things. The dog was just stopped, left there.
It was too late for that.
And it's not interrogation, guys, once again. This is interview. For him, it might be a little bit... So he was grilled for 2 hours. That's probably the normal time for those who are suspicious persons. Given him his background, as America from unfriendly country, going to into Russia from China, which is very, not typical place to enter. That's why he was suspicious, and for good reason. So, and these are just AI images that he used. It's nothing like that. And grilled. Well, yeah, they want to find out, and obviously he was let through. So and the 2 hours is normal time, guys.
Most of the questions had to do with Ukraine, which I did not visit before Russia because...
I have to tell you, if he visited Russia and then goes to Ukraine, Ukraine would probably not let him in unless he proves somehow something, make him prove, I don't know. So, and same thing, suspicious rises also on the Russian side if you have that stamped on your passport. Nothing out of the ordinary here. He makes a scene just to be the scammer that he is.
Let's be honest, these officers weren't as aggressive as the ones from the FSB. I think one of them even asked for an autograph to show his girlfriend.
He's got to ask for autograph. So they weren't actually that bad, right? But all these images are showing the same negativity, but even though he says they weren't actually that bad. After when you were arrested, which is changed. This is just an entrance and they're trying to find out who you are, which is normal. And after he was arrested under suspicion of this and that, so of course you're gonna get treated differently. Why would they be super nice to you? You were arrested on serious things at the border. Man, this guy is delusional. 1825.
Subscriber count on YouTube. You can't make this up. Hours later, I was given back my phone with the hidden photos folder open. Not very subtle at all, guys.
Yeah,
This
of course.
should have been a giant
You're going to be
glaring
opened.
warning sign
They're gonna
telling you
check
to
your
turn
stuff.
around to go right back to China.
Well, warning
Sometimes it
sign
pays
to
be
go back to
risk
China. Oh
averse.
my God.
But
Yeah,
I-
maybe you shouldn't go to the border where you
I-
were gonna go. Man, what a freaking loser. I honestly don't like the guy. You gotta be a super fanboy to like this bum
We are back in Russia.
who is actually, you know, trying to make Russia look bad. Okay, let's skip this video. He's in Russia 19. Good luck. And let's skip. He goes to a hotel. Okay, he eats at KFC,
And here we go. We have,
which is normal.
for some reason, KFC.
And then he says something about that this KFC is booming, unlike some KFCs in Moscow. There's like, I don't know how many hundreds of KFCs, or actually more of them. Most of them are now called Rostiks, which is like renaming, you know, sanctions. And so they are Rostiks, and he says, this is booming, unlike the ones in Moscow. Yeah, in Moscow, KFC is doing really, it's struggling, man, it's struggling. Guys, go check out my videos if you're there. Rostiks, Russian McDonald's, or same McDonald's, Вкусные точkas, and whatever places, they're doing fine. They are booming. If some places not booming, well, sometimes it's just not, you know. And if they would be in trouble, trust me, in Russia, capitalism is hard. If this place doesn't work out, they close it down, another comes in, and you know, business booming. There you don't see ghost towns, ghost shopping malls, like in, for example, in the States that I've seen a lot.
All the Western products.
At 28.15. Ooh, the same videos, like generic videos from foreigners.
Old Spice.
Look at these.
Still get Axe.
Old Spice,
Still
you can
strong
have
good for the
Axe.
ladies. Still can get sunburned, even in the cold. That is, at least if you're a pale skinned fuck like I am.
Right, guys.
By the way, I'm actually pretty surprised.
Chinese food. He goes to Russia at 33 and 05. He eats some Russian, Chinese food.
These were
All right, guys, 33 minutes in, I'm not able to watch this bozo anymore. What I was trying to say, there was a lot of things that was said that are explainable, which are relatively the same, just like in any place. You know, the guy's trying to prepare, probably there's another video coming up, I'm pretty sure. Another, yeah, that's exactly. He might have something to, you know, shit on the country more, because that's the only thing he's good for. And I don't know, sorry if this was a little bit attacking, but I'm not able to watch this guy who has a lot of subscribers, which means absolutely nothing to me. If the guy is a bullshit artist, that's a bullshit right there that you just saw. I hope you guys not a fanboying this guy, because he's absolutely not real. He's wanted to do certain kind of content from the beginning, and he did, and he was arrested and then banned from Russia, and good riddance, absolute loser. And fortunately this guy was on my feed list, YouTube feed, so I had to react. Guys, this is your YouTube's #1 Igor. See you guys again. I having a bad day because of this bumhead, beach bum. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.